Good evening, parents, students, faculty, families, and friends. I'm Jennifer Pollack, principal here at Allen V. Shepard High School, and on behalf of the Shepard administration, who are in the front and the back of the theater, we would like to welcome you to the 2022 National Honor Society Induction Ceremony. We're here tonight to formally recognize those students who have been selected by the faculty of our school for successfully completing their candidacy and are now being inducted as new members of our NHS chapter. These students have showcased over and over again their commitment to our school and our community through volunteering and excellence in academics, athletics, and activities. We would like to thank those former members who may be among our guests for supporting our next membership class. We hope this will serve to remind you of the standards of excellence you too are charged with maintaining as members of the nation's oldest, largest, and most prestigious student recognition program. Please join me in welcoming Ms. Young and Ms. Quinlan, our NHS advisors, to begin the ceremony.
Our chapter is proud to be inducting these new members with tonight's ceremony, indicating the continuing emphasis on excellence that we represent for our school and community. Throughout the year, members of our chapter serve as role models for other students. In addition to the strong academic record, which established our eligibility for membership, our chapter members are leaders in many student organizations and serve our school and community through many activities, including hosting blood drives, leading Freshman Orientation Day, volunteering at Feed My Starving Children and Almost Home, hosting donation drives to help local programs, and participating in Adopt a Highway cleanups. Since the start of this school year, our members have already contributed over 815 hours of their time. We are proud of this record of accomplishment and welcome these new members who bring new energy in support of continuing our work as NHS.
It is at this time that we proclaim to all in attendance that membership in the Allen B. Shepard High School chapter of the National Honor Society has been earned by these candidates through the effective demonstration of the 4 qualities that serve as the pillars for the society. They are scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Our current officers of the chapter will now review these qualities for the candidates. Please welcome our executive board member, Ava Serdar, who will speak on scholarship.
Many people believe that scholarship simply consists of getting good grades, studying for tests, and completing assignments. This is all part of it, but it is much more than that. A true scholar is one that continues to learn and gain knowledge far beyond their time in any educational institution. As we grow as learners, scholarship is an attribute we continue to cultivate within ourselves and as a school. Scholarship acts as the foundation of integrity from which we form our daily work. And yes, scholarship is one of the main pillars of National Honor Society, but here at Shepard, it is more. The strength of this pillar not only supports us, but binds us as students. It holds us together as a community of learners, and like a compass, it gives us direction, both as individuals and as a student body. Scholarship is our commitment to learning. It is our commitment to ourselves, to our school, and to each other. As we go forward, these pillars that we are called to uphold as NHS members will continue to support us throughout our future endeavors. I will now light the candle of scholarship.
Please welcome Natalia Kiernia, who will speak on leadership.
You are all gathered here today because you took the initiative to be here. You made the decision to apply and become a member of the National Honor Society. Although everybody here balances numerous activities along with other responsibilities, you are here. Your actions every day exemplify your executive decisions and overall leadership. Never place too much importance on a label such as follower, as anyone can advance into leadership with the correct attitude and amount of dedication. You don't need to be a team captain or the president of a club to be a leader. You all here demonstrate action and hold responsibilities not only affecting yourself, but others as well. As you carve your own pathway in life, I want you to remember that you will face opportunities and hardships, but still attempt to uplift and guide others whilst doing so. So aspire to be a leader every day. Be the person someone seeks advice from, but most importantly, strive to change the world to be a better place than you found it. Thank you.
All right, please welcome Aiden Wright, who will speak on service.
You have all gathered here today because you have demonstrated yourselves as capable students in academics, character, and leadership. But through NHS, you will gain one more, and that is service. To me, service is the embodiment of NHS itself and everything that it stands for. Each and every member of NHS is required to complete a certain amount of service hours during the academic year. While this obligation may at first seem irritating, I believe that it provides an incentive for members to go out and pursue service goals that match their interests. For example, a student that wants to find solutions for hunger in their community might volunteer at a soup kitchen, while a student that wants to become a veterinarian might volunteer at an animal hospital. Either way, a student's volunteer work can reflect and cultivate their real-world interests. By participating in volunteer works big and small, NHS members enter the program as curious students and leave as well-rounded individuals with experiences and goals for their future lives. I will now light the candle of service.
And finally, please welcome Jessica Burdick, who will speak on character.
Defining someone's character can be a difficult task. We often point towards qualities such as someone's wit or their ability to be a star athlete. However, this is not where one's character lies. Our character is who we are and how we act towards others when not everyone is looking. Our character is constant on the good days and even stronger on the bad. Whether we realize it or not, our character influences our daily life through our thoughts, our words, and most importantly, our actions. In the wise words of Maya Angelou, people will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel. Our character is what leaves your mark on the world, and what's even more powerful, it is that it will be the way we are remembered. We can either inspire others or put them down. I'm proud that our inductees on the stage have demonstrated such great character already, and I challenge them all to keep going and to continue to lift people up. Congratulations, everyone, and I'm so excited for your NHS journeys to officially begin. I will now light the candle of character.
We now welcome our executive board, who will read the names of our new inductees. Please step forward when your name is called to receive your membership certificate and light your candle.
Isaac Arriaga. Serene Ashkar. Macy Balaban. Mazen Baniminya. Colin Blanks. Jacqueline Borsma. Christian Botello. Madison Brochu. Charlotte Settigren. Dylan Cervantes. Ethan Chua. Ella Corral. June Lyons. Ellie Davidson.
Jake Diferio. Destiny Dickerson. Yukefi Enyanaya. Julia Feldner. Olivia Flores. Bridget Frater. Nicholas Giuseppe. Margaret Gleason. Benjamin Grady. Amari Green. Kayla Hedger. Margaret Klingner.
Madeline Canise. Christopher Lafine. Jocelyn Leggett. Angeline Macias. Jacob Madera. Brenda Marquez. Alexandria Mirabella. Lisette Morales. Annalise Mulvihill. Kylie Pachelski. Aiden Riley. Fernando Salgado.
Julia Skarnavak. Noor Shadid. Eler Shala. Elena Simikowski. Jalea Smith. Danya Soriano. Elizabeth Stepuzik. Gracie Stevens. Ben Stewart. Morgan Walker. Payton Sahora. Zachary Zemeckis.
At this time, will the new inductees raise your right hand and join me in reciting the pledge? I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society,
to which I have been selected, I will be true to the principles
for which it stands, and will always maintain and encourage
the high standards of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Thank you. It is now my privilege to introduce our teacher honoree, Ms. Boone. Inspiring her scholars on so many different levels, she has helped her students grow and develop their own voice. Your exemplary work ethic, caring personality, and pure honesty are all admired qualities that we all look up to. You are on the stage not by chance, but by our students' choice. It was them who chose you to speak tonight about character. So many of your students have come forward to say how you've touched their lives in so many different ways and how you're an inspiration whether you know it or not. Thank you for all that you do inside and outside of the classroom. So please, everyone, give a warm welcome to our teacher honoree, Ms. Boone.
I'd like to thank the members of the National Honor Society for this generous recognition and invitation to speak at tonight's event. To be honest, a lot of the programs that recognize teachers, Golden Apple or Gilder Lerman's History Teacher of the Year, they require teachers to actually like jump through some hoops and hype themselves. So, like write a 500-word essay about your philosophy of education, or have a panel of stodgy doctors of education come in and evaluate your class and your questioning techniques. And I don't really want to do any of that. That's all terrible. That sounds like awful and inauthentic. But this, really from my perspective, this is like the pinnacle of teacher recognition. So thank you. It means a tremendous amount coming from you, my long-suffering scholars. So chances are that if you have been one of my long-suffering scholars in either of my classes, you've heard me talk at length about the many people that I admire and respect. And to my students, I label those folks as my intellectual crushes. And really, all of them embody the pillars of the National Honor Society. There's so many examples of individuals who have garnered my attention over the year, and I brought visuals, and they're like super low-tech visuals. I have tape, too. This isn't awkward at all, which is great. So most of my intellectual crushes, here they are. I even drew hearts. I embellished. Okay, so most of my intellectual crushes, they've garnered my attention because of their scholarship. Historians like Jill Lepore from Harvard, or Colin Calloway from Dartmouth, or even travel guru Rick Steves. I mean, he's dreamy. Others have caught my eye because of the virtue of their leadership. Academics like Dr. Ibram X. Kendi, who's the director of Boston University Center for Anti-Racist Research. And still others have drawn me in based upon their service to humanity, as the late Norman Borlaug, the father of the Green Revolution, did in applying his research in agriculture to legitimately feed the world. Suffice to say that my intellectual crushes are numerous, swiftly acquired, and based upon a wide range of celebrated characteristics. But the intellectual crush I'd like to highlight this evening is Dr. Paul Farmer, who has endeared himself to me based upon the strength of his character. And as you can imagine, I have another visual. So here he is. He's doing his work. You can't see any of this back here, I realize. Okay. I first became acquainted with Dr. Paul Farmer 2 summers ago when I picked up a book by Tracy Kidder, Mountains Beyond Mountains. Kidder's book had made my summer reading list because of all the ways in which it intersects with my AP Human Geography curriculum. It touched upon issues of inequality, development, health, politics, religion, culture, language, But as I read, I became more and more enamored by the passion and the tenacity exhibited by Dr. Paul Farmer, a man who would cure the world. At age 28, Dr. Farmer co-founded Partners in Health, a nonprofit organization which committed itself to the notion that quality healthcare was a human right. Partners in Health founded clinics initially in Haiti, where the medical team, led by Dr. Farmer, focused their energies on treating tuberculosis. TB, like many infectious diseases, glaringly reveals healthcare inequities. According to the World Health Organization, it's the deadliest infectious disease in the world, infecting 10 million people in 2018 and killing 1.5 million people. More than 95% of those cases occurred in the developing world. But here's Dr. Paul, as his Haitian patients call him, making regular trips back and forth from Boston to Canje. He'd pilfer medical supplies from storerooms at Harvard Medical School, smuggle them into his luggage, get on a flight, fly into Port-au-Prince, and he'd put those supplies to use treating TB patients back at Partners in Health clinics in Canje. The World Health community wrote off Dr. Farmer and his TB patients. They thought the TB patients would be dead. They believed Haitians too poorly educated to maintain a routine treatment schedule. Big pharmaceutical companies similarly wrote off TB patients in developing countries and ceased researching alternative treatments for TB. To the pharmaceutical companies, there was no financial benefit to be gained by researching treatments for the impoverished, a group of people unable to pay for their treatment. So Dr. Paul and Partners in Health battled this inequity for more than 2 decades by treating and preventing TB in some of the poorest and most vulnerable communities in the world. Their community-based approach to care resulted in some of the highest cure rates and lowest treatment default rates ever recorded, and more importantly, proved to global health experts and pharmaceutical companies alike that Dr. Farmer's methods were both sustainable and transferable. I think it's fairly obvious why I would form one of my intellectual crushes on Dr. Paul Farmer and hold him up as a model of strong character. However cliche it might sound, he illustrates the ability of an individual to make a difference in the world. He made a difference based on the strength of his convictions, on his resolve to do the right thing for his patients regardless of the obstacles, and he also cursed like a sailor, which I actually kind of like. On February 21st of this year, though, I was driving to work and I learned about Dr. Farmer's passing. He died in Rwanda, one of the many countries that Partners in Health has established partnership with, at the age of 62. And over the next few days, I found myself drawn to remembrances of his life and of his work. And one of these in particular stood out to me. One of his associates in Partners in Health had once asked him how he kept from becoming disillusioned and burned out by his work. And his response was, by doing hard things with friends. Last visual. So there's Dr. Paul with Archbishop Desmond Tutu doing the hard work with friends. Reading Dr. Farmer's response crystallized a lot of my own thinking about the hard things I do in my life, but more importantly about the hard things that we do here at Shepard. Students take and we teach rigorous curricula. Administrators lead and strive to keep our buildings safe. Our coaches and teams train together and exhibit their athleticism and skill in competition. And maybe the most impressive, some groups like show choir literally sing and dance in coordination while wearing formal heels on like these risers. And as like Ellie and Ella, like they swoop their hair and like they do all of this. Like these are objectively challenging things that these kids do, right? All of these things are objectively challenging, and based upon the time commitments and complexity, all invite burnout, all invite fatigue, all invite disillusionment. But all of these challenges are worthy and important, just as Paul Farmer's are. And in all of these hard things that our kids do, I see Dr. Paul Farmer's ethos reflected. Here at Shepard, we do hard things with our friends. This simple philosophy also helps me make sense of why the pandemic was so challenging. We were doing these really hard things alone. You juniors who are being inducted tonight, you started high school alone.
as these little black boxes on my screen. In spite of that start, you've managed to meet the admissions criteria of NHS in terms of GPA, your involvement at Shepard, your service hours. What an impressive and resilient group of young people you are. As you complete your last year or two here at Shepard and then advance along your post-secondary paths, you will choose to do more difficult things that are worthy of your time and your energy. And difficult is, of course, relative. We all won't be addressing global health inequities, like maybe Ava and Natalia, I think that's their wheelhouse, so they're gonna fix that for us. But we can all be assured, though, that as we endeavor to do these hard things, we may feel disillusioned by the enormity of the task or the repeated obstacles that thwart our progress. But when this happens, I hope you're able to channel that Paul Farmer ethos and use it to renew your commitment, your convictions, and your purpose in whatever hard thing you and your friends aim to do. NHS members, thank you again for your time this evening, for your continued commitment to embody the pillars of scholarship, leadership, service, and most importantly, your character and the hard things you do at Shepard.
And again, we just want to thank Ms. Boone for the impact that she has had on all of our students. So we are presenting her with a certificate, some flowers, and a little swag bag so she could show off all of her NHS pride from this point forward.
Hey. Well, once again, thank you, Ms. Boone. And I'd also like to thank our NHS sponsors, Ms. Young and Ms. Quinlan, and the executive board members who did a fantastic job tonight, and the NHS Honor Society for their hard work in organizing this year's induction ceremony. Please join me in thanking them with a round of applause. We would also like to thank you, parents and families, for your hard work in supporting and getting your students to where they are on the stage tonight. So thank you. Thank you for attending our NHS induction ceremony. In just a moment, the new inductees will recess. And after that, you're all invited to join us in the cafeteria for our selfie station. It wouldn't be a proper celebration without one. And to enjoy a treat. And now, will everyone please stand as our newest members of the National Honor Society recess.